In the beginning, there was darkness. Only Eterra, myself, and the void. I was content with nothing. She dreamt of light, of life, of humanity. We disagreed, and yet, in her world, there were gods. Mujasa of the desert, Largon of the sea, Rahyeh of the endless skies, and Heorot of the frozen tundra. But fate stole Eterra away. Without her, there was conflict, then wars. In the end, it was Rahyeh who sought to outshine the sun that would pull the world into his flame. Caught within Rahyeh's gaze were the Keepers, an order sworn to protect Eterra's memory and the power it still holds. They were joined by someone unexpected, a traveler, willing to walk into the flames of war. But why? Was it honor they sought? Power? Redemption? Or was this fate? Perhaps. But no story is quite that simple.
This land is peaceful. I must warn them before Rahyeh scorches this place to ash.
An eye of Rahyeh is animated fire with a metallic body. They are catapulted by Osprix siege engines into the battle and serve as introductory enemies. Rare variants can also discharge fiery globs. Eyes of Rahyeh can also be brought into battle by siege engineers.
Traveler, our Heoborian allies informed us that you will attend the peace talks. Rahyeh's war has reached our lands, and we are in need of aid. As keepers, we avoid conflict. We're dedicated to the goddess Eterra's memory. That is, until Rahyeh forced our hand. He wishes to destroy us and steal Eterra's legacy. We can't let that happen. We need Heorot's help. Your help.
Rahyeh, god of the east, master of the mountains, his flaming crest burns with the light of the sun. He has taken the form of a glorious eagle, fire raging from his golden feathers, his talons formed of black molten glass. He surveys his domain atop the highest peak of the eastern mountains, no transgression of his followers escaping his gaze. The punishment for such is swift and unforgiving. His followers obey him without question, donning armor crafted from the metallic feathers of his fierce brood of harpies and Garuda, ready to die for their Sun King. In the Divine Era, Rahyeh declared war on the other gods, setting his sights on the north first, viewing their lack of development as weakness and sending his armies into their land.
Warpath is a Sentinel melee attack skill which is unlocked at level 2. Spin towards the mouse while you hold down the ability key, striking nearby enemies as you move. Strength, 4% increased damage per point. You have 20% less movement speed while spinning. Hits at twice your attack rate, but added damage applies at 60% effectiveness and there is a 40% reduced chance to apply ailments on hit. You have no mana regen while spinning. You cannot be stunned while spinning. Scorched Crawlers are blazing vine crawlers, driven mad by the Osprix invasion's fire. They crawl on large vines and swipe with a thorny tentacle in melee. Armored phoenixes are scorching fire encased in light metal armor. They are agile creatures, capable of dashing short distances and unloading a barrage of fiery feathers. They can also throw a cone of flame in front of them.
That's not possible.
Osprix are humanoid, bird-like creatures who live to bear arms and wage war. They follow the god of fire, Rahyeh, who in return shares his aspect and the glory of the sun with them. Possessing an arrogant and disciplined nature, they serve in Rahyeh's grand army, clad in armor forged in the mighty furnaces beneath the mountains. Solarum, nestled within the mountains of the sun, serves as their primary domain.
When you arrived, was there a family? It was my mistake. They were cornered. And there were so many. I can handle Osprix. I told them to stay back, to let me handle it. And what good are we if we can't? Sorry. I just met you and it's been a long road. Are you also here for the peace talks? Good. His name's Grael. Since we're both headed the same direction, why don't we go together? I wonder, which of us will take down more? Come, let me watch you fight.
Grael is the champion Spellblade of Heorot, residing in the woods of Farwood until the time comes to protect his folk. After Rahyeh mortally wounds Heorot, he starts accompanying the traveler in order to defeat the enemy of his lands.
Smoke!
destruction. And for what? Where'd you learn to fight?
The Osprix harness the power of fire and craftsmanship. Talented individuals can even conjure living fire, granting them metallic bodies for autonomous purposes. These creations range from cages and containers to gigantic siege golems capable of single-handedly devastating small battalions. The higher echelons of the Osprix, known for their deep knowledge in the magics of light, become light mages or even pontifices.
before it reaches town.
The Forged Soldier is a towering Osprix construct, smithed by knowledgeable engineers. It serves as a powerful battlefield asset, imposing over humans and other smaller creatures while engulfing them with fire. Rahyeh deployed a large number of these during his campaign on Eterra. Forged soldiers fight with powerful area attacks in close range. Wielding a large sword and shield, the soldier can strike with a barrage of flames and also swirl towards the player. At ranged targets, it also lobs fiery mortar shots. It can also swoop forward, lighting up the ground in its wake, which inflicts stacks of ignite.
The Keepers have proven difficult to track, but my observations revealed the truth. Their camps are neither chosen nor abandoned on a whim. There's a pattern to how they scurry. I instructed my soldiers to investigate the abandoned camps. Invariably, they're near shrines devoted to the eldest of gods. Each one was as empty as the last. So they're not guarding the ruins. They're traveling between them, over and over. They must be moving with them. It'll be as simple as burning these vermin to ash. Rahyeh wills it.
Haruspex Orian has been a general in Rahyeh's blazing army. His ambitions to get renown in his master's eyes has driven him ambitious, to the point that he self-inflicted wounds in order to see through the fabric of time. Through such a vision, he discovered the epic among the Keepers' ranks, which he wants to seize at all costs. The prophetic process leaves Orian incapable of flying, but he still mounts a white drake, whom he names Emberwing.
Heorot's offered protection. More than protection. An alliance. But the truth is, we know little about him, or his people. Why should the Council trust him? Prospect 1. He's one of the gods. Eterra made him just as she made us Keepers, and gave him a role by her side. He's the guardian of his people, and he does his job well. Prospect 2. He cares for his people. Like the goddess herself, he extends his heart to all who need support. He forms alliances, wanting to stand united. Meanwhile, Rahyeh wishes to tear this world asunder. Prospect 3. His people are warriors. Heorot fighters put ours to shame. We fight because it is necessary, while they relish in it. Thus, I propose we accept this alliance. It is not in our nature, but we Keepers have a sacred duty to uphold. Without Heorot's help, our efforts might prove fruitless.
Sounds like their leader's waiting up at the shrine. The Keepers have done well. This place isn't too different from home. A group tied closely with our goddess, Eterra. They've been indebted to her. But why, we do not know. Even their names. Well, what do they keep? Do they adhere to another god, or just her? It's these mysteries that interest the Osprix. Whatever secrets the Keepers hold, I'm sure Rahyeh wants them. Now, we speak to the Keeper Council. Speaking of, I must head there now. Feel free to look around. I'll see you shortly.
Grael was raised in the Divine Era, in Heorot. When his parents died in young age, he was left alone and he had to fend for himself in the forest, surviving over the weak. He claims that Heorot kept him away from trouble and defeat. After Iran, the Heorot champion succumbed to Mordidas and became the guardian of the Lance of Heorot. Grael took his place. Grael has spent his time hiding in the northern forests of Farwood, waiting yet for a dire moment to grab arms once again.
Right.
Grael was just telling me of your battle. I am Lena, one of the Keeper's Council. One of two. They're gone. Balthas and I remain, and he's not here. As such, I must ask for your help. Balthas is busy checking on our sacred artifacts. We're protectors of Eterra's history, and right now, they're in danger. Not much, I'm afraid. We'll discuss it after our alliance. You are, and I'm sorry, but this is how it must be. There's secrets. Even now, the Osprix swarm all of our sacred vaults. I've already asked Grael to check one down in the mountains. There is another up north, where Balthas is. Could you make sure he's safe? They can, but Balthas is impulsive. Sure I do. With your help. Do this, and our alliance is secure. We'll lend our aid to Heorot's army.
Sounds like this is where we part ways. Yes. Something you need? I don't work for him. I'm his champion. It means I've fought hard and climbed my way to the top. Heorot himself taught me everything I know. As such, I dedicate myself to him. Glad you think so. Everything I do, I thank Heorot. He made me what I am. The person who's going to end this war. Take Rahyeh down, and make him rue the day he dared mess with us.
Heorot, god of the north, master of the tundra wanderers, whose divine breath rises to the sky to form the aurora. He has taken the form of a massive white elk, his mane forever frozen over with the purest crystals of ice. Hammer Throw is a Sentinel throwing attack skill which is unlocked at level 3. Throws a hammer that returns to you after a short delay. Attribute effects: Strength, 4% increased damage per point. Dexterity, 4% increased damage per point. This is a throwing attack that scales with throwing attack damage and throwing attack speed. It is not a melee attack or spell. Rive is a Sentinel melee attack skill which is unlocked at level 6. Every third consecutive attack with Rive slashes in a full circle around the character, lacerating enemies it hits. Attribute effects: Strength, 4% increased damage per point. Additional details: lacerated enemies take melee damage over time for 3 seconds, equal to 100% of your added melee damage. Laceration does not stack. The consecutive attack counter resets if you go 3 seconds without using Rive. The third hit has 200% added damage effectiveness.
Not do that. That's not possible. Stand down. I cannot do that.
As Orion ordered!
Sacred blooms. These are what appear to be full-fledged versions of vine crawlers. They are mostly stationary plants that like to lob large globs of pollen at long range. However, they can also uproot and attack their enemy with a flurry of slashes from their razor-sharp bladed leaves, ending in a piercing ranged attack.
Down or die.
Osprix in Divine Era. In the Divine Era, the Osprix god Rahyeh declares war on the other deities of Eterra, mobilizing his grand army and cult and unleashing a massive invasion on Eterra. Hungering for their power and control, Rahyeh also seeks out to collect the Shards of the Epoch, with which he could exert absolute control over time and reshape it in his own will.
Too heavy.
The portal allows the player to freely move from one location to another, similar to a zone exit. Only one portal can be active at any time, and it remains open until another one is opened. Using a portal will carry all non-stationary summons with the player. In the story timeline, the portal will act as a town portal, joining the current location and the last player hub up to it.
Right.
The Sentinel grew up in the city of Solorum-Back, his family living within the caves under the city like the other workers. He came from a long line of smelters, devoted to manning the massive forges built around the fiery heart of the mountain. He followed in their path, learning the art of smithing, helping to arm Rahyeh's holy army above. Not long after coming of age and being able to work alongside his mother and father in the forges, Rahyeh sent his golden armies to march upon the lands of the other gods. The Sentinel found himself conscripted into Solorum's army, now wielding the very weapons he had been raised to create. It was not long before the Sentinel learned the horrors of war and the injustice of Rahyeh's conquests, and so one day in the chaos of battle he fled. Not out of fear, not out of disloyalty, but out of the desire in his heart to not be a part of this destruction. The Sentinel now finds himself at a crossroads, searching for a place that can give him meaning and a means to stop the sort of injustice he bore witness to, by whatever means possible.
That's not possible.
Shield Bash is a Sentinel melee skill which is unlocked at level 8. A melee directional attack that stuns enemies for 1 second. 100% increased stun duration against non-boss enemies. 1.5% more damage per 1% block chance. Up to 150% multiplicative with other modifiers. Attribute effects. Strength. 4% increased damage per point. Additional details. Increased attack speed has no effect for Shield Bash. Glyph of Hope is a glyph that's used in crafting. Effects. Grants a craft a 25% chance to have no forging potential cost. Additional details. Consumed regardless of whether the bonus is successfully applied or not. Cannot be used on unique equipment or set equipment.
This way! You're here to help! The Osprix protect the sword! The Drake!
Balthas is a member of the Order of the Keepers, sworn to serve the goddess Eterra. A wise priest entrusted with the safekeeping of a Shard of the Epoch, he carries it between fortified strongholds, hidden from prying eyes. Beyond his devotion, Balthas has also mastered the power of nature. His faithful dragonfly-like companion serves as a loyal ally, ready to answer the call to battle should the need arise. Balthas fights with the power of nature, accompanying the player through the Keeper's vault. He uses his dragonfly to shoot single armor-shredding projectiles, as well as a barrage, making him greatly useful in assisting in physical attacks. Rarely, he can also unleash a straight green beam in front of himself.
Not here. It isn't safe. We'll reconvene outside.
Too heavy. Too heavy. Too heavy.
That should hold them. First things first, thank you. The Osprix grow more troublesome by the day. We've reinforced our walls, supplied our men, and taken out dozens of them. Yet, they're still here. The howling monster circling the vault. Yes. So, I see you lack Keeper's robes. Lovely. While your help has been appreciated, I have everything under control. What do you mean? I'm protecting the Epoch, of course. Here. It's a fortress, meant to keep unruly treasure hunters from locating the shards of the Epoch. Or at least it's supposed to. Did Lena not tell you? Well, tell you what. Let's get out of here first, and then I'll explain more. These peace talks are hardly worth it if you don't know why Orion is after us.
The Epic was created by goddess Eterra to provide humanity a means to prevail in the worst of times. It is a blue crystalline artifact with the power to control time. While it keeps timelines stable, it also holds the potential to warp and alter them at will. Therefore, whoever possesses the Epic reigns supreme not only over civilizations, but entire worlds. Additionally, it allows time travel, though it cannot mend already damaged timelines.
Since the Keeper's fall, we've held the same rituals. Instructed to keep the Epoch Shard separate. The first Epoch Shard is held in a fortress. Ancient Eterran mechanisms hold it in place. No one but us knowing how. Since the Keeper's the second vault is deep inside the Stonefall Mountains. With traps that only the Keepers know, the third shard is always on the move. It uses multiple vaults. Only we possess the knowledge to open them. This is why we never call a single place home.
Fragments of the Epic still possess a sizable fraction of its immense power. While they no longer grant the full capabilities of the whole artifact, individual fragments contain enough energy to drive away the alien substance known as the Void and cleanse the corruption it causes. However, they cannot restore humans or any living creature already corrupted by the Void. Assembling all the Epic's shards will take the holder to the end of time, the convergence point of all timelines. The Epic's shards are magically connected to each other. They seem to form a personality of some sort that becomes more apparent when the binding is strong enough. An almost reformed Epic can call to its holder and eventually tell about visions from the future.
Too heavy.
Orion on!
Too heavy. Too heavy. Too heavy. Stand down or die. too heavy.
Let me ask, for how long must we live like this? No one cared about the We uphold customs, as Eterra willed, but our goddess is gone. If she knew the state of the world, we cannot keep the old ways. The Council is scared, but nothing will change if we do not change.
Eterra is the creator and protector of her world, which is named after her by its inhabitants. Legends say she is the mother of the other gods, the protector of humanity and all living things. In ancient times, she kept humanity hidden away deep inside her temple, along with a mysterious being known as the Observer. Since then, she disappeared into the mystery of time, while her creation and the gods continue to live on, much to their honor.
I'm sure you have questions, but let me first check and make sure that
Who do the Keepers adhere to? Our slumbering mother, Eterra. They sent no treasure to sea for Lagon, nor works of art south to How can they claim a greater connection to Eterra than us? We're the servants of Rahyeh, the inheritor of her domain. Get it!
Eterra's blessing. Prayers be with you.
Right.
Everything okay? What? What happened? That must be Orion. If he captured Balthas, an Osprix general. What happened to the artifacts Balthas was protecting? That must be what they were after. We have to save Balthas. Get him and the Epoch back. Their camp is not far. I'll have to organize a group. Go after him. Are you sure? I could gather soldiers. Have them come with you. You'll walk into an entire army of... Stay safe. Stay alive. And bring Balthas back.